Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Patek Philippe 5070G, 42mm in 18-karat white gold. You can see this modern legend, the Patek Philippe 5070G, on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that the 5070G actually cuts a larger profile than the successor model, the 5170, that we featured on the channel a few weeks ago. This watch is larger and produced between 1998 and 2010. It has a persona, it has a presence that's all its own and somewhat unique in Patek history, being one of the first truly modern-sized references in the company's catalog. Now, the watch is wonderfully thin, 12 millimeters. This is the quintessential dress watch. 12 millimeters thin with a triple stepped bezel. When you count the crystal as the third step, you can see how easy it is for a dress cuff or a tight sleeve to flow up and over the rounded flanks of this watch. Now, from lug to lug, it's wonderfully compact, though 42 millimeters across the round portion of the case, from extremity to extremity, and you can see those are beautifully downturned welded lugs. The watch is only 48 millimeters across, so despite its 42 millimeter size, make no mistake, this wears nothing like a 42 millimeter sports watch. It is very compact and a delight. Now, the white gold is impressive in its heft, but the watch doesn't overwhelm, and it has an outstanding ergonomic argument to be made, thanks to the sharply downturned white gold welded lugs that you can see. The lugs themselves are wonderfully integrated into the case, despite the fact that they are soldered and finished to create that seamless effect, but they have a sensuous compound curve to them, such that they do tumble away. They have a bevel at the outer edge that gives them a rounded, softer appearance, in contrast to their strident and stark projections when viewed from overhead, and they seamlessly transition into the polished flank of the case. The case finish is second to none, but you expect that of Patek Philippe. Now, what you see on the dial is the character that's at the heart of the appeal of the 5070G. It is a little bit bigger than its underlying movement would justify, and that's how the complex and somewhat trompe-l'oeil effect of the dial comes into effect. You can see the clear differentiating marks relative to the 5170 successor are the large and double calibrated track outboard of the hours. You can see that there is a 0 to 60 minute or second scale, and inboard of that a tachometer scale, a sharp contrast with the pulsation scale featured on the 5170. You can also see the use of blackened applied Arabic numerals in a different style, a little bit more straightforward, more geometrical than the florid brigade style of the successor, as well as beautifully finished, polished, and slightly darkened foy hands for the time and a lancet seconds hand for the chronograph seconds. You can also see the same seconds hands, foy in both cases, for the sub-registers. Now, the sub-registers are sunken into the dial, and you can see that to good effect from this angle. They add a little bit of texture, a little bit of depth. They draw the eye to a third level, from the hands to the dial base to the depths of the sub-registers. There's a lot going on here. There's also a gorgeous vertical grain to the dial. It's not terribly apparent in the soft light of my light box, but it does have a vertically brushed grain, not a sunburst, the same level of textural depth, but running from north to south. You can also see the effect of the stepped bezel when viewed from overhead. It gives the watch a masculinity, a strength, and a definition that allows the 42 millimeters to work well within a traditional Patek Philippe dress watch paradigm. It doesn't become ungainly, it wears its mass with class. You can also see on the case back the main event. Now, this is Patek Philippe's famous CH-2770, 24 jewels, lateral clutch, column wheel, poinçon de Genève. This is the most traditional of traditional chronograph calibers, albeit finished and mechanically improved by Patek Philippe. Now, you'll know it as the Lemania 2310, a direct descendant of the original moon watch caliber 321 that accompanied the Apollo astronauts to the lunar surface. It's been here improved via Patek Philippe's signature free-sprung gyromax style balance, speeding away at a lazy 2.5 Hz or 18,000 vibrations per hour. It does feature an overcoil, and you can see the double-screwed Geneva-style stud holder. It has a lazy beat. You can almost see each individual jump of that balance. You can also see the train of the lateral clutch with the driving and intermediate wheels. Now, when you stop the watch, you disengage the clutch. When you re-engage the watch, you can see the subtle movement of the clutch back and forth. You can see how the turning wheels drive the chronograph center wheel when it's engaged, jumping off and resetting with the beautiful action of the recentering hammers off the capped Geneva-style column wheel. This is the beauty of a lateral clutch. No, you can't run it indefinitely as you can with a vertical, but every single facet of the drive, from the initial wheels to the intermediates to the center wheel to the column wheel function selectors and the centering hammers, is beautifully revealed, and everything is finished to the highest standard with brushed grains, circular grains, mirror grade anglage, beautiful Côte de Genève across the bridges. This is as good as it gets, and it is a modern legend, highly constrained in production, coveted by collectors. This is the Patek Philippe 5070G, available on our website, watchyouwant.com.